we trust you've had a fruitful week, and for this edition, we'll begin with the headlines. CG Felix Namuhoranya, Inspector General of Police, challenged female police officers to beat 30% benchmark set by the Constitution by joining the force and aiming at belonging on decision-making positions. The Ministry of Education has officially launched the program for International Student Assessment 2025, targeting 15-year-old students. My name is Olive Nete. It's always a pleasure to have your company. Welcome to the news in details. Now, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente held discussions with a delegation from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, where the primary focus was on the development of education in Rwanda. They also focused on strengthening educational standards and fostering innovation through collaboration between Rwanda and the OECD. And Adams Kwizera has the details.
Earlier today, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente met with Andreas Schleicher, Director for Education and Skills at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. They discussed strengthening educational standards and fostering innovation through collaboration between Rwanda and OECD. Minister of Education Gaspard Twagirayezu mentioned that one of the key topics discussed with the delegation was the collaborative effort to promote research and innovation within schools.
And today we have done a national launch for the PISA assessment that Rwanda is going to participate in for the first time in 2025. So this is an assessment for the 15-year-olds, all the students. It's a sample-based assessment that we are going to participate in. And next year, Rwanda is going to join around 100 countries to participate in that type of assessment. This is a partnership that we have had since last year, and what we did, we started with capacity building to ensure that we have people who are able to administer this type of assessment, and later on we did a field trial that involved more than 1,000 students, and we are getting ready for the main survey that's going to happen from April up to June 2025. So this is an assessment that's going to help us assess our education system so that we can see how our students can fare compared with the rest of the world. And we want to do that because this is going to help us modernize our education system, improve on our policies, but also make sure that we are always comparing ourselves with the best. So that's the main purpose of this assessment that we are doing.
Andreas Schleicher, Director for Education and Skills at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, also affirmed their plans to cooperate in efforts to improve the quality of education, particularly among young students.
PISA, and these are the most advanced education systems, and Rwanda will be comparing itself with those education systems. It looks at the capacity of students to solve real-world problems. No, it's not a traditional school test. It looks really, can students do things that they will need in life at the workplace? How well are they prepared for the digital economy? So it's really looking at the foundations that education provides. And we have been very impressed. The ministry has put together all the preparations and done a first trial of this, so we know it's going to work well when it comes into the field.
On Friday, the Ministry of Education officially launched the Rwanda's participation in 2025 program for International Student Assessment, PISA. Adams Kwizera, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Adams, for the details. Now to other matters. CG Felix Namuhoranya, Inspector General of Police, challenged female police officers to beat 30% benchmark set by the Constitution by joining the force and aiming at belonging on decision-making positions. This was during the 13th Police Women Police Convention held at the police headquarters in Kacyiru. William Evans with more.
This annual meeting was graced by Honorable Minister of Gender and Family Promotion, who was also the chief guest. The 13th Women Convention this year was held under the theme, A Female Police Officer at the Forefront of Perfecting Professional Policing. In her remarks, the Minister of Gender and Family Promotion commended the police leadership for the efforts being put in empowering female officers and asked them to continue and even do better.
So none dufite 23 n'ibice 5
As of today, 23.5% of the total police officers in Rwanda are women. This is a number we are proud of based on where we have come from, but also given the traditional mindset about policing as a profession. We are also grateful to the leadership of police for establishing a department in charge of equality and gender promotion, and the leadership has continued to increase the number of female officers who participate in peacekeeping missions in different areas. Several reports indicate that our female officers have demonstrated unwavering commitment and unique competence while on duty. Your commitment, willingness, and talent is proof that indeed female police officers can be at the forefront in perfecting professional policing.
The Inspector General of Police revealed that police now comfortably talks about the percentage of female officers as 23.5%, and there is commitment to raise this to 30% as a resolution of this convention, adding that this can be achieved in the nearest future. Our desire is to continue building a professional force that is representative of Rwanda, a force of men and women that are treated equally, building on the principle of equality and bringing everyone on board, but also assigning women to decision-making positions. As a pattern of Rwanda National Police, UNDP expressed gratitude to the government for giving an opportunity to committed women to serve their country and the continent at the same footing as men.
Over the years, our collaboration has been a beacon of innovation and progress, particularly in championing gender equality and the empowerment of women in policing. The commitment and dedication shown by the Rwanda National Police in fostering a safe and inclusive environment for all people living in Rwanda is truly commendable, and UNDP Rwanda is honored to be part of this transformative journey.
Director Gender Promotion at Rwanda National Police, Superintendent of Police Ruth Mbabazi, talked to us about what she makes of this convention and what female officers should pick as their take-home.
It's all about ourselves as female police officers. We should empower ourselves because we have the opportunities. We had the opportunity to join the police, Rwanda National Police. We are in the service, but the great thing is that it's to put in more efforts so that we can perform, we can have higher responsibilities, being commanders, taking positions.
The Women Convention is among several other platforms the leadership of Rwanda National Police uses to celebrate gender equality successes, discuss challenges, and forge a way forward for a better and professional force. William Evans, Mutabazi, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, William, for the details. Now to educational matters. The Ministry of Education has officially launched the program for International Student Assessment 2025, targeting 15-year-old students. This initiative will enable Rwanda to adopt global assessment standards, providing valuable insights for shaping policies that enhance the quality of education in the country. We have details. Students participating in the PISA 2025 International Assessment are evaluated across multiple subjects, including mathematics, science, and language skills. These students recently took part in mock tests as part of their preparation for the upcoming assessment. It required us to read and also to have the capacity to understand the English language and then think and be able to respond.
The trial assessment was good. It requires one to think carefully and put at heart what they are doing. Me as a student, it helps me work faster and also to think faster.
The Ministry of Education believes that introducing this evaluation system will enhance the quality of education by enabling students to compete on an international level. According to the Minister of Education, Twagirayezu Gaspard, such assessments also help educational institutions identify gaps in their programs and develop strategies to address them, ultimately improving overall educational outcomes.
This competition is conducted for 15-year-old students, focusing on core subjects such as mathematics, science and languages, which are essential in both our current world and the future. As Rwanda, we expect that our students will be able to take this international exam alongside their peers from various parts of the world. This will allow us to assess their abilities to evaluate our performance, not only as a country, but also in comparison to the region and globally. The results will assist us in developing policies and programs to further improve the education sector.
Next year in June, Rwandan students will participate in the program for international students assessment for the very first time, marking a significant milestone as Rwanda becomes the first African country to join this global initiative. Currently, 100 countries are involved in the PISA assessment. Now to economic matters, the BK Group PLC recorded a net income of 47.8 billion Rwandan francs in the first 6 months of this year, marking an increase of 29.5% year-on-year. Prince Manzi takes us through.
The BK Group PLC announced on Friday that for the group's net income to reach 47.8 billion Rwandan francs, marking an increase of 29.5% year-on-year in the first 6 months of 2024, it is due to various drivers including Rwanda's currency stability in the exchange market. Anita Umuhire is the Chief Finance Officer.
As looking at the different drivers on net interest income, there's an increase of 16.9% year-on-year on the back of the 14% growth in loans, as mentioned, particularly on overdraft facilities. There's also a notable increase in interest on treasury loans by 4.1 billion year-on-year, and this is fueled by demand for post-import facilities, especially to oil importers. Interest on assets held to maturity and interest on deposits with banks also grew significantly by 5.3 billion year-on-year, and this is really powered by strategic investments in government securities and other earning assets. Other admin costs have decreased by 2.9% at the bank, as mentioned, due to a number of cost containment measures, but also with the improvement in our currency performance against the US dollar specifically.
In addition to this, the BK Group PLC performance was also realized through the country's stable economy, and this year, as explained by Dr. Ozier Ndagijimana, the CEO of the BK Group PLC.
Good performance of the group is a result of good management of the group and a good economic environment of Rwanda. The Rwandan economy has continued to grow at high rates and to show resilience to multiple external shocks. Since 2021, after COVID-19, the Rwandan economy grew at 10.9% in 2021, 8.2% in 2022, and 8.2% in 2023. And in the first quarter of this year, 2024, it grew at 9.7%. Inflation has decreased significantly and is currently at 4.9%. That is as of July this year. And the Rwandan franc depreciation has also decreased, and it was around 2% in Q1 2024.
BK Group PLC incorporates the Bank of Kigali, BK General Insurance, BK Tech House, and BK Capital. The total operating income of these companies rose by 18.9% to 126.6 billion Rwandan francs, while the total operating expenses rose by 10.4% to 46.4 billion Rwandan francs.
Thank you, Prince, for the details. Now to more news. Equity Bank has introduced a new savings plan for children's education called Imhamba. This savings account offers an annual interest rate of 8% and includes insurance coverage. We have more. The Imhamba program, meaning provisions for one's journey, is designed for salaried individuals and those in the private sector. Participants can save a minimum of 5,000 Rwandan francs with the option to start saving for a child even before birth. The person saving must be between 18 and 60 years old. This saving method includes mandatory insurance to provide support in case of death or permanent disability. Hodari Jean Chrysostome, CEO of Sanlam Alliance, highlights the importance of such a program given the rising costs of education, emphasizing the need for a dedicated savings plan for children's education.
And in Rwanda, I really appreciate this step Equity Bank is the first bank to develop, in collaboration with an insurance company, such a product. It's a very, very, very good product. But as we know, life assurance is sold, not bought. Meaning, we do have a product, but the hardest is to come.
The person saving for the child's education through the Imhamba program receives an 8% annual interest on their savings and can make partial withdrawals at least once per term. Equity Bank CEO Hannington Namara notes that while other savings options for children's education exist, the Imhamba program offers unique advantages.
Our Imhamba today will be unveiled. It is something we want to contribute to the youth mainly, to start planning for a better future. For yourselves or for the customers themselves, but also for their offsprings, the children, those that will come after. We've innovated and brought a product that we have brought to being together with our colleagues in Sanlam Alliance, that we bundle two benefits to it. One, you have a savings account that will give you savings for a better future, particularly targeting school fees for children, for kids who will be going to school, but also in the case of any eventualities, that our colleagues from the insurance side, Sanlam V, particularly Sanlam Alliance V, or Life, to see that if there are any eventualities, God forbid, that you also leave your children in a safety net.
Although the savings are primarily intended for the individual and their children, the Imhamba program also allows for saving on behalf of children one is raising. This flexibility makes Imhamba a comprehensive savings solution for securing the educational future of all children under one's care. And on behalf of the Technical and News Production team, we sincerely thank you for being part of today's broadcast. Have a restful weekend. Goodbye.